I'm stopping everything right now. Go see Tron Legacy. That's number one. Number two, if you have seen Tron Legacy and have not seen Spoonie's vlog of Tron Legacy, stop this video now and go see that, because I'd much rather have you see his video first. The first part about Spoonie's vlog was saying that he went into the movie with a good attitude, good mood, as he says he's been accused of having gone into a movie with bad mood. And I never have said, I have no reason to believe that he's gone in there with a bad mood, so. But for me, I actually, not that I went in there with a bad mood, but I did go with a less than stellar mood. I was actually dreading Tron Legacy. And here we go into the spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, stop now, because we are going to talk about everything in the movie. Here we go. Sam basically is the son of Flynn, and he basically owns Encrom for all intents and purposes. And so he breaks into the building and puts on the web the new Encrom product that he didn't have to. He makes it free instead of having to sell it for exorbitant amounts of money, which these Encrom guys wanted to do. And it was technically an inferior product and things like that. But yeah. But, you know, Sam does this, and then Base jumps off the building, which Spoonie says that was a little unnecessary, and that actually was, because not only did he have to break in, he didn't have to break out because he technically owns the building. He nearly gets himself killed, and Spoonie was not a huge fan of that. I did not mind it so much, but you're right, it was like a... The first thing, and it's really minor on both counts, I think, is Sam entering the grid, which is the computer world. And he finds his dad's lab and is accessing a computer where the laser room is and activates the laser. And basically Sam is working on the computer and turns on the laser, and Spoonie's like, what, you didn't do anything? You just turned on the laser? That's it? It's like, he did, like, I did a search without, like, backpass or anything like that, and he's complaining about that. But I have 2 points to that. Number one, on a mainframe computer, yes, you can just look up the last thing that was being done and click on it and things like that. And number two, what else is that computer going to be used for but turning on the laser? There's not a whole lot on that computer but turning on the laser, because the whole point of the laser being there is so that Flynn can go into the computer and create the grid. After he's on the grid, he gets on the grid and discovers, holy crap, he's on the computer. Spoonie said, you know, oh, he was cool with it. He was suddenly cool with it. And I didn't find that to be the appropriate interpretation. He didn't freak out or panic, but he was kind of like a little shocked there. And he could have started to panic. And this was one of Spoonie's points, that he said that character development really would have helped. And I agree. Character development really would have helped with this movie a lot in covering up some, or filling in some plot holes and doing a lot of stuff that would have made it a little bit better. But yeah, if we had made it so that Sam was not a person prone to panic, that would have been helpful. But even before he has time to panic or completely freak out, a recognizer shows up. He's captured and taken to the games. And Spoonie then had another complaint, and I agree with him with this one a bit. Sam is thrown into a disc battle, and he's disc battling with another guy, and he actually does know how to fight. Again, character development. Had we developed Sam's character who knows how to fight, that would have helped. And Spoonie was like, oh, he suddenly knows how to fight. And to be fair to Spoonie, yeah, that's the true. Way he ends up winning, ultimately, in that fight is an he's basically clinging on off the edge, kind of like in the earlier Tron, where you're hanging on by the edge, and the guy's coming down, and so Sam smashes at the floor next to him, so the bad guy falls through and dies. Sam survives that battle and another one, and fights Rizzler, where he does get his butt kicked, and meets Clue. Clue is basically using Sam as a hostage. And this whole thing is where I really got upset with Spoonie, because just the way he addressed it was like, what are you talking about? It's a hostage. The way he said it was like, why would you pull anyone into there? Why would you send a message? You didn't know who was... Send a message. You didn't know who was going to come through. And it was like, it's a hostage, Spoonie. Villainy 101. Now Spoonie did, get a little upset with this next thing, which was Clue then tries to kill Sam. And, you're like, wait, what? You don't, grab a hostage and immediately kill him. That's true. But here's how he does it. This thing, Clue puts Sam in a light cycle battle. And Clue is with 4 of his guys, and Sam is with 4 random kill-me's, basically. But Spoonie glazed over, completely skipped over this one part. Clue has this suck-up guy. And this suck-up guy goes out and gives a speech to the audience. And it was a speech written by Clue, and the guy then goes to Clue, and he's sucking up more, and goes, "Sir, did you like this way I presented your words? The audience was quite aroused by it, don't you think?" Yes. That's kind of how he was. And Clue then goes, "It wasn't meant for them." And we're going to discover that, very quickly, Flynn is in hiding. Clue does not have Flynn captured. Flynn is in hiding. And my interpretation of that whole scene is, Clue puts Sam in this light cycle battle, and he systematically kills off the other 4 guys, and he puts Sam in this light cycle battle as a message to Flynn to say, Flynn, get out here or your son is dead. And he does seriously try to kill Sam, but I interpret that, and again, character development would have helped a little bit here, that Clue is a type of program a character that if things are not working out the way I want them immediately, to hell with it, I'm done with it. So he sets a time limit for this thing. If Flynn shows up, great. If not, fine. Sam is dead, and I'm just going to hurt Flynn. Sam is then rescued by a new character, Cora, driving the Batmobile. And another thing that Spoonie pointed out was they're off-road rough terrain, and they're on a program, and that's like, okay, that's weird. A little more thought into that scene would have been, this special format needs special vehicle programming to drive on, and certain vehicles cannot go there. That would have helped. And Spoonie was really upset with it because in the next scene they go to basically a secret location where Flynn is, and the reason that his supposed reason is, the reason no one's captured Flynn is that no one can get to him. Which I picked up that was not the interpretation of the scene, but it was not appropriately portrayed. I will admit to that. They should have explained it a little bit better instead of saying, oh, it's off-road. Because they don't go there by wheeled vehicle, they go there by the recognizers, basically, flying. So they fly there, which would, in an off-road setting, would make sense, but it's, again, this should have been better explained. And then we get into another scene that Spoonie's a little upset with. The dinner scene, where there's food, including a roasted pig on the table. I have nothing. I want to, counter Spoonie so bad on so many things, and that's one of the ones where I go, okay. But that doesn't ruin the movie for me. Clue's after Flynn's disc, which holds everything that Flynn knows as a user. It supposedly would give Clue untold amounts of power. Okay. I mean, that's a fine plot point, no problem there. But we also discover the existence of an entity known as the Isos. Spoonie didn't know what they were. He's probably found out what they are called by now. But they were supposedly a new form of life. And in his vlog, it came off that Spoonie didn't quite understand, and I could be wrong, he probably did get it, but that the Isos were not created by Flynn. They just came into existence either as a result of what he was doing or always were on the grid. Clue kills off pretty much all the Isos, except for Cora. We don't know she's an Isos until later, but she's an Isos. And Sam wants to escape the grid and get there before the gate closes, the access point from which he entered, because it will close at a timed point. So Sam tries to convince Flynn to go. Flynn says, no, we have to wait this out. We cannot endanger anything. So later on, basically at night, if you will, Cora comes to Sam and gives him the location of this one character, Zeus, and tells him that Zeus is a guy who could get you anywhere and knows a lot of things, and he can help you. First and foremost, Spoonie was instantly like, how do you know this person? How? And I'm like, patience, please. I'm like, I mean, that scene came off as like, okay, they know this person, okay. We haven't even introduced this person yet. And, of course, Spoonie's after the fact and thinking back on it, but my thought is we haven't introduced this character yet, so how can you be complaining about it? But that's sort of a hindsight thing on Spoonie's part. So Sam goes to the end-of-line club where this Zeus character is. Spoonie did not like that character at all. And I knew as soon as I saw that character, Spoonie's gonna hate this. If he rags on nothing else about this movie, he'll rag on that. He ragged about a lot of things. So join me for part 2, please, where I talk a bit more about the end-of-line club and the conclusion of the movie and my thoughts towards Spoonie. Please continue, because I have a lot to say actually about Spoonie. They will not be...